It's been about 7 months since Ubisoft delisted XDefiant on December 3rd, 2024, and shut the whole thing down on June 3rd, 2025. And if I'm being honest, I forgot about XDefiant until like the last 3 days before its full shutdown. But this was supposed to be a big deal. It was Ubisoft's answer to Call of Duty. No skill-based matchmaking, snappy movement, gunplay first. People were hyped, and now it's gone. Delisted and dead. So let's talk about it. What happened to XDefiant? Why did it crash so hard? And could it have been saved? Let's go back to when XDefiant was first revealed. The pitch for the game was very simple. Fast, twitchy gameplay with classic map design, no skill-based matchmaking, while having a competitive shooter that didn't hold your hand. And honestly, it sounded great, especially in the gaming world where Call of Duty felt bloated and Apex had way too much movement tech for casuals to keep up. XDefiant looked like a throwback to shooters that were just fun. You aimed, you shot, you either won or you lost. No meta loadouts, no operators, just gunfights. But then stuff started to feel off. First came the delays, and then more delays, and then delays for the delays. At first it was like, okay, maybe they're just polishing, but the longer we waited, the players were kinda moving on. The hype train was running out of steam before the station even opened. And when it finally dropped, the launch was messy. Service lagged, hit reg was busted, and half the time you got kicked mid-match. It was giving early access and denial energy, like they wanted to call it a full launch, but it felt like a beta with marketing polish slapped onto it. Here's where it gets messy, because the thing is, XDefiant never really knew what kind of game it wanted to be. It had factions with abilities, so people thought, oh, it's like Valorant or Overwatch. But the abilities weren't game changing. No ultimates, no team comp meta, it was not that deep. Then you had the gunplay, which was very Call of Duty like, but the time to kill was all over the place. Some guns melted, some felt like Nerf guns, and the maps, they were decent, but nothing was screaming memorable. So you ended up with this awkward hybrid of an arena shooter, hero shooter, and a tactical shooter, but it didn't fully commit to any of them. And in a crowded FPS market, being a little bit of everything means you're not enough for anything. Even if the launch wasn't shaky and the identity was fuzzy, live service games can still recover if the content is there, right? Not in this case. XDefiant launched with a handful of modes, a couple of maps, and that's kind of where it stopped. Updates were slow, no major events, no hype skins, barely any new weapons or modes. Meanwhile, Fortnite is building content every single month. Apex is dropping new characters every month, and COD is making collabs with Godzilla and Nicki Minaj. XDefiant had patch notes and maybe a slight difference in a gun's recoil. And let's be honest, Ubisoft didn't help themselves out either. Their track record with live service games is not that good. With Hyperscape and Roller Champions being dead and Ghost Recon Frontline being cancelled before it even launched, XDefiant was supposed to break the curse, and instead it joined the graveyard. Ubisoft did post some dev blogs and said that they were listening to feedback, but it always felt a little too late. And then boom, delisted on December 3rd, gone from all the stores, no announcement, no marketing, just quietly removed like it never existed. After the delisting, the game was just weird. Servers stayed up for a couple months, but nobody was playing. You keyed up for a 5-minute match, but nobody's really in the lobbies. The lobbies were half empty. But on June 3rd, 2025, it was official. The servers shut down. It's crazy. From the beta hype to the complete shutdown in under a year, it's gotta be one of the fastest flops in modern FPS history. And it's not because it was awful, it was because Ubisoft's execution. XDefiant wasn't a bad game. It had solid mechanics, and a good idea at its core. But ideas aren't enough. To compete in today's FPS world, you need a clear identity with a strong launch, content drops that are frequent, and fast feedback cycles. XDefiant had none of that, and now it's gone. Just another missed opportunity in the live service graveyard. The saddest part is, if it had a launch stronger with consistent support, it probably could have stuck around. But Ubisoft didn't commit, and the game died before it really had a chance. It could have been like the next Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege was not really good with feedback at the start, but Ubisoft still committed, and now it's one of the biggest games out there. Anyway, that's my breakdown on the rise and fall on XDefiant. Let me know in the comments if you ever played XDefiant and what your opinion is on XDefiant. And if you're into these type of videos where it's kind of like documentaries and commentaries combined together, please leave a like and subscribe and comment down below more things you guys want to see in the future. Other than that, have a great day. I'm out.